Now can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
hear you. Can
Uh,
you hear me?
yes.
Okay, glorious. All right. So your position's good, your volume's good. I think you look good to go. Anything for me?
You know what I was thinking? Do you
Yeah.
think I need to go into my closet and throw out every recyclable that a kid touched?
No, I think it's so far out now that I think you should be fine.
Yeah, maybe I'll just like spray my whole cabinet and walk away.
Yeah, that I would definitely do, but
Okay.
I think you should be fine. I mean, as of right now, we pretty much have like whatever's been on it or whatever's been, whatever could have been on it, no one's touched it in weeks now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I think you should be good.
Okay.
But if you need to go in there, go in there. Just, let me know so I can give Jose a heads up. If
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna,
go do this today just to water my plants because I know they're closed for Passover and it's gonna rain tomorrow. So I'm just gonna pop in later today,
okay. Do you know what time you're gonna go in?
right after this.
Oh, okay, awesome. All right, so he'll be there, so I don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to black out your camera.
Okay.
I'm going to mute you, and I will see you in about 7 minutes.
All right.
All right, bye.
Hello and good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, give me a wave. Can you hear me? Gabe, can you hear me? All right, friends, it is Miss Beth. Hello, everyone. Give me a wave. Let me know you can hear me. Dylan, can you hear me? All right, friends. So we are here today to talk all about frogs. And frogs are one of Miss Beth's most favorite animals. Being someone who loves nature and being outside, I love to visit a pond or lake and see if I can find my hopping little friends, my frogs that are living outside in those areas. So today, as we learn about frogs, I'm going to ask you guys to help me build a frog, talk about the parts that make a frog special. And then Miss Beth actually has two small frog friends that live here with us that I would like to introduce you to, and you'll get to meet my frog friends that live here with me, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna build our frog. Look at the different parts that make a frog special. So here on my paper, I have the start to my frog, F-R-O-G, frog. And every frog has a very soft belly. They have soft, smooth skin. And every frog, just like every creature on Earth, has a head. Can everyone point to your head? Where's your head? Awesome. So a frog's head sits right on top of its soft little belly. It doesn't have a neck like we do. So it doesn't have kind of a separation from its head to its soft belly, but its head has a lot of special features just like ours do. Can everybody point to how they eat? What is on your head that helps you to eat? Your mouth, right? Frogs do have mouths. They have small mouths, but they don't have teeth like we do. They have tiny little small teeth that help them grind things, but for the most part, they're going to swallow something whole. What else do we have on our head that helps us to survive? Who can point to what helps them see? What is on your head that helps you see? Your eyes. Excellent. So my frog friend does indeed have two big bulging eyes to be able to see what's going on around him at the pond, to be able to find some food. Now, what else is on your head? What's this thing? Your nose, right? Now, frogs don't have big noses like we do, but they do have the same two dots that we have on our nose, our nostrils that help them to breathe. Can everyone take a deep breath through your nose? Those nostrils are going to help my frog breathe while he's underwater, okay? So what else does my frog friend have? How does he get around from place to place? How does he catch his food? Well, he has two little arms, and on his front arms, in the front of his body, he has feet with only 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. How many fingers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But my froggy only has 4 fingers on the front of his leg. But think about a frog. What's special about his back legs? What is special about a frog's big, powerful, giant back legs? What are those giant back legs going to help my frog be able to do? Jump, right? So my frog has big, strong back legs, and his back legs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toes, just like us. And what's special about his 5 toes is they all come together in a web. And those webbed feet, a connection between all his toes, helps him to do what? If I have webbed feet and I'm in the water, what are those feet going to help me do? Swim, right? So what makes a frog is the ability to swim in the water with his webbed feet, be able to jump and hop with his big, strong legs, and where he lives makes a frog a frog. So where do you think a frog lives? A frog needs a couple different things in his habitat, his place where he lives. So you're going to find frogs in areas that have lots of trees. They need to be able to hide in the bushes or under the trees to be able to keep them protected. My frog also needs something else to survive. And I said, when I go out in nature, I like to look around ponds and lakes to find my frog friends, because frogs also need the water to survive. That's where you're usually going to find your frog, hopping around rocks, hiding among logs, and swimming around in the water. So frogs need to be able to be around both protective trees and plants and that pond water. Do you think frogs like it when it's cold or when it's warm? Do you think they like to be in the sun, or do you think they like it when it's snowing out? Yeah, they like it when it's warm, just like us. So this is the perfect habitat for my frog. With his big long legs to help him jump, he can hop around the bushes and the grass, stay nice and warm in the sun, and then have that lake to jump into, that pond that's going to help him swim around and enjoy his day. Now, our frog friend has a very special name, and he is called an amphibian. Can you guys say the word amphibian? Amphibian. An amphibian is an animal that needs both types of life. He needs a life in a pond, and he needs a life on land. So amphibian means two lives. Now, why does a frog need the pond as well as the forest to be able to live in? Think about what you need to live. You need to be able to find food. You need to be able to have water to drink. You need to be able to stay safe and hidden. And what my amphibian friends, my frogs, also need is they need that pond to be able to lay their eggs, how to start a new family of frogs. When we were all born, our mommies carried us around in their bellies. But frogs are small, and their mommies can't carry them around in their bellies. So what they're going to do is they're going to lay eggs in the pond. So how does the frog life cycle start? Let's take a look. So our frog life cycle is a circle, just like every other cycle. It keeps going around and around. And it is going to start with my big mommy frog here. And when my mommy frog is ready to lay her eggs or have some new babies, she is going to hop over to the pond where the water is. And she is going to lay a blob of jelly eggs. They kind of look like little eyeballs, but in each one of those jelly blob eggs, you see a little dot, and that's a baby frog. And that baby frog is going to start its life in the pond. Amphibian, they're both. They start out in the pond and then they move to the forest. So when those little eggs are ready to hatch, out swims a tiny little tadpole. Now, he doesn't look like his mommy frog. He started his life in the water in his egg, and the first thing he's going to grow is that tail to help him to be able to swim around in the lake. And he's going to continue changing as he grows in his life cycle. After growing his tail, he is going to start to grow those big, strong jumping legs, so that when it is time for him to move out of the water, he's not going to need that tail to help him move. He's going to need those big, strong legs to help him jump. And finally, as the weeks go on, my frog friend is going to start to lose his tail. He is going to grow his front feet. His back legs are getting nice and strong. And eventually, he will start to look just like the mommy frog when he started. So my amphibian friends, my frog is going to start his life in the water as a jelly little egg, grow his tail to become a tadpole, start growing his nice strong back jumping legs, and then start losing his tail and start popping out of the water to spend his life out on the land. Of course, he's still going to like to swim in the pond and try to catch some food. But then when he gets bigger, he'll start the whole cycle again, and he'll need to go back to that water to be able to create his egg and grow a new frog family. So that is what the frog, the life cycle of the frog and where they're going to live. Now, Miss Beth has 2 pet frogs, and her 2 pet frogs live with her. And as a pet owner, it is my responsibility to make sure that my frogs are safe and happy. So I have to give them a tank with water and land for them to live on, and make sure that they stay safe and warm with their heat lights. So my frogs don't come from New York. They come from Southeast Asia, and they are called fire-bellied toads. And there's a little bit of a reflection, but here he is. I have 2 fire-bellied toads that live in a tank with both water and land. Now, toads and frogs are very similar, but frogs are in the water, where toads are always, once they lose their tail, going to be on dry ground. But they are called toads because these guys actually have bumpy skin, whereas most frogs don't have those little bumps. Most frogs are super, super smooth. They get the toad name just because they have those bumps, but they have all the same parts we were already looking at. He's called a fire-bellied toad because you might notice his big soft belly is bright orange or bright red. That's where they get their name, fire-bellied toads. And normally in nature, when you're super bright and colorful, you're basically telling everyone, hey, look, I know you can see me because look at my big bright red belly, but don't try to eat me because I can be a little dangerous or poisonous. So my fire-bellied toads, if I ate them, they would make me sick, but luckily I don't eat them. I just hang out and play with them. Look at that big soft belly, he's so fat. And these guys, look at his big strong legs and his webbed feet. Do you see his little toes on the back? They're climbing all about trying to say hello to you, fire-bellied toads. They have the green back with black spots that help camouflage or hide in the forest or in the pond. Let's see if we can get a close-up of those eyeballs. Where are you, little friend? So there's his eyes. Oh, he's squirming away from me. So I do handle them. I do take them out and say hello, but they are very fast and very jumpy. So I'm going to keep him in their bin for right now, but I'm going to see if we can feed him and see if maybe he wants to eat for you today. Now, what do you think a frog eats? He has a mouth. He doesn't have big, strong teeth like us, but he can eat something whole. What do frogs like to gobble up while they're sitting at the pond? Now, a lot of frogs have long tongues that can shoot out and be able to grab something. My friends, the fire-bellied toads, don't have those long tongues, so they like to run up to whatever they're eating and try to gobble it up. And what Miss Beth feeds them are crickets. Let's see if you can see my little cricket in there. So crickets, we can hear outside making noises in the spring, but they're also sold at the pet store because lots of amphibians and lizards want to eat those crickets. And crickets actually eat plants. He's eating a carrot right now, building up his nutrition so he can be fed to my frogs so they get some nice minerals and vitamins. So I'm going to put my cricket friends in with my frogs. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get to see him eat. Maybe they won't. They get a little excited when they're in their tank, so they might not want to eat. Well, let's see. So inside, oh, my cricket's all the way over here. They're probably not going to see him in there because they're just so excited to be, oh, you're going to step on him. He's going to step on the cricket instead of eating him today, but that's okay. What I want to show you one last thing about my frogs, because they are amphibians, and although they spend a lot of time on land, they are also excellent, excellent swimmers. So I'm going to add some water to my fire-bellied toad tank so you can see some of their webbed feet in action. You could see he has his 5 toes and webbed feet. And although he seems to be pretty good at climbing in here, he's actually really good at swimming too. I'm going to take out my cricket just so I don't drown him when I get the water in there. Here's my little cricket. Thank you for saving me, Miss Beth. And I'm going to pour in some water so you can watch them swim a little bit. And use those nostrils popping out to be able to swim outside the water. And those big, soft bellies with bright red, saying, I know you can see me, but don't try to eat me because I will make your tummy sick. So these are my pet frogs, my fire belly toads, who started out as little eggs in the water and changed. Their life cycle brought them to little tadpoles. They had tails to help them swim. Now they have big, strong, jumping legs to help them move around the land. And they are excellent swimmers. They spend a lot of their time in their water bowl, hanging out, waiting for a cricket to come by and be able to gobble that up for dinner. There are probably about 11 types of frogs that actually live on Long Island. So if you do get to go out and explore nature, you will not find these fire belly toads. These guys are from Southeast Asia. I bought them at a pet store. But there are 11 different types of frogs that you might see out if you go explore nature on the pond. You'll find super, super tiny cricket frogs, and then super, super large bowl frogs, which are the biggest frogs, making a lot of noise over at the pond. These guys make noise too, but they don't ribbit really. They kind of like bark, like a ooh, ooh, ooh. I actually like their noise. It's very peaceful and calming. So these are my little frog friends. I hope you enjoyed learning about my frog friends with me today, with their 4 toes in the front, their large jumping legs in the back, and the ability to live in both water and land. Amphibians, they live on both. So as you're going out and enjoying nature, remember tonight is the super moon. The moon is going to be the closest to Earth that it has been all year. So you're going to be able to see a big giant moon in the sky tonight. So please make sure you look up before you go to bed so you can see that, and keep on enjoying nature. Say goodbye to my fire belly toads, everybody. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. You guys can say hi to them next time I come back, okay? Have a good day, guys. Enjoy. Miss you.